talks, per Dan Rayfield, talks for a spring fight between middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez and secondary titleist Ryota Murata in Murata's home country of Japan have ended, sources with knowledge of the discussions told ESPN. One source termed the talks as having cratered, quote. The exact reason was not disclosed, but the fight viewed by many as a long shot to be made in the first place could be revived for the fall, one source said. Alvarez, who has said he's interested in fighting overseas, still plans to fight in the spring, most likely May 2nd in Las Vegas, with undefeated super middleweight world title holders Callum Smith or Billy Joe Saunders among those in the running for the fight. Alvarez holds a secondary belt at super middleweight. Now, before I give you my theory, I want to sort of explain my theory as more right now, and we're going to get to this separately. Andrade and Billy Joe Saunders are in the middle of some Twitter battle and beef, and I love it. And also, again, conspiracy theory with me. We've had a lot of reports lately, including Callum Smith and Billy Joe's name. And Callum Smith's name is usually first. I'm going to say always first because I don't know. But usually speaking, it is first. And also, Callum Smith, Billy Joe, is now talking shit to Andrade and trying to set up that fight. Maybe a sign that the negotiations between Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo aren't really progressing. And plus, we obviously heard Oscar downplay that Billy Joe Saunders was the main option some weeks ago. So my theory is that Callum Smith is now the main option and the main site of Canelo and probably the main focus of the negotiations right now. Whatever that really means in a week from now, God knows, because they could still probably take another month of time here before they announce this fight. Even though that would suck, it's just the God-honest truth. But guys, thoughts on my little theory that we're going to get Canelo Callum Smith now instead of Canelo Murata and obviously Canelo Billy Joe Saunders. Rob, Gary, I don't know who wants to jump in there.
Yeah, Rob, this is a UK topic.
Half UK.
I guess for me, the talks of Murata in Japan were for the 24th, and we've seen since that they've got T-Mobile booked for May 2nd, I think it is, when the weekend falls for Cinco de Mayo or whatever. So, so I don't think I wonder if DAZN had a say in this, like that we need the Mexican holiday, the weekend, to get a fight on, because I think this now, as far as DAZN's I guess plans of doing a big fight per month would mean Joshua falls on June the I think it's the 6th instead of May 28th or something like that. So which would mean a calendar month billing thing. Try and get you to stick around for the Joshua fight after the Canelo fight. But I've started to get this feeling that Billy Joe, either negotiations have like not gone well, or they just haven't happened at all, and he's like, all right, okay, well, I'll move on, and me and Andrade will look at doing it again. Third time's a charm, right? So we'll try and get that fight made. And maybe Callum Smith, quietly, there's stuff going on in the background regarding him. Sky have done a couple of little pieces with Callum Smith. Callum Smith was on a show here, Soccer AM, sort of talking, and I've got a sneaky suspicion that Callum Smith might get the nod. Joe Gallagher is about to be the happiest man on the planet. He's finally got his guy, or getting his guy that big fight. But I guess it must be getting announced fairly soon, I think. Although Golden Boy and promotion, who knows?
I mean, you can wait all February. You still have March and April.
Yeah, I know. But
8 weeks of training camp and promotion that you could theoretically do, and we have 4 weeks till that point.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying you'd think we'd start seriously getting some news, like sources, camps are close on a deal with Callum Smith, you know what I mean? So and then announcements would come fairly soon. I guess if you're a certain media outlet and you constantly keep saying every name and that an announcement's coming soon, it's going to be like a clock, right? It's right at least twice a day.
Yeah,
So if you do enough articles,
enough.
enough people. It's like the weather. Today's weather. It'll be rain with a little bit of sunshine, some snow, and wind, and perfectly calm. So you're going to get some of it, right? Like, so, yeah, I think Callum Smith is the sneaky, quiet outsider that's going to end up landing the Canelo, like Willy Wonka ticket, the lottery ticket.
Gary, thoughts on Canelo's options here?
I can't. I don't. I think Rob's right. I think it's going to be Smith. But then like, what happens with Andrade and Billy Joe? Do they fight each other? And if so, at what weight? Can Billy Joe come back down to 60? Or
168. We're gonna get.
Andrade said he'd go up.
We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to Andrade in a second. But yeah, don't worry about that.
I'd prefer a Callum Smith fight, right? Like I think Smith honestly has done more to deserve that fight than Billy Joe, who is still living off of a win over Willie Monroe, which doesn't look that great in retrospect, and David Lemieux, which, I mean, it was a great performance, but like all things considered, it's David Lemieux. Like that, those like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was 2+ years ago, probably. Right? I mean, that was a while ago. That was a great performance, but it wasn't recent, right? So I'd rather see Smith. I think Smith is more deserving, and I think we're going to get Smith. And then what happens with the other names and Murata? Because I thought we were going to get. I really did think we were going to get that for a while. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if Golden Boy knows right now. But like right now, and this could change. So check. Check back in 5 minutes.
I think Golden Boy but the Golden Boy probably doesn't.
Do you think Oscar De La Hoya knows what day it is, much less who his guys are going to fight? You know, like,
hey, don't hate on him, man. That's even for me. Even for me, like, what day is it? The 12th, the 13th? I don't know.
No, and I like it, Canelo. Look, Canelo's going to win any of those fights, but Smith is a good fight, and I mean, this might be perceived as cherry picking for some, but those people need to get real because Smith just struggled with Ryder, and saying, oh, you're fighting him at the right time. You just struggle with Ryder, but it's a good fight. And
I mean, Ryder did draft the blueprint for Canelo to beat him.
Exactly. Canelo's gonna likely win whoever he fights next. The only name I think would be really tough for him would be Andrade, but he should be able to get past Andrade too. Any of those other names, he's gonna beat all those guys.
Agreed. Let's move on.